So Marjorie Taylor Greene was on Steve Bannon's radio show this morning, and this is what she had to say. She said, the American people have the power to stop anything bad happening, but soon you're not going to have that power. Like, she's trying to continue this whole treasonous insurrection that happened on January 6th, apparently. She says, this January 6th committee has started, and House Speaker, and this is Nancy Pelosi's witch hunt. This is her final vendetta against the president that she hates with a passion. This woman is blind with rage and evil, and she's launching this political attack on all of us. I know for certain I'm one of their targets, said. They want members of Congress in jail, and guess who that is? Wow. She goes on to say, Nancy Pelosi is so warped in her thinking, she wants to put President Trump in jail. She wants to put Kevin McCarthy in jail. She wants to put me in jail. Jim Jordan, Mo Brooks, Lauren Boebert. She'd like to put us in jail. Well, you know, if the shoe fits, I mean, yeah, maybe. I just went to the Lauren Boebert, by the way. It's a fascinating website. You know, this is an amazing moment in our history. One of the people who is participating essentially in this whole Republican effort to say, don't look over there, right? Don't look at January 6th. We don't want to know what's going on. Is Josh Hawley, the senator from Missouri, a former slave state. And as is the case with most of the former slave states, they are passing or have passed legislation to make it harder to vote. Senator Hawley now has also proposed a new law. This is my rant today over at HartmannReport.com, where you can actually read the words from, you know, the people who wrote our Constitution. Hawley has proposed a law called the Love America Act. And the Love America Act says, and I quote from the proposed law, no federal funds shall be provided to any educational agency or school that teaches that the Pledge of Allegiance, the Declaration of Independence, or the Constitution of the United States is a product of white supremacy or racism. That's basically the entire bill. The bill's only 3.5 pages long. And I mean, just think about that for a minute. This is bizarre is too short a word. In my article, I quote from Gouverneur Morris, who was one of the delegates. He was a delegate from Pennsylvania to the Constitutional Railing against slavery in the Constitution, that the southern states wanted to count their enslaved people for representation and didn't want to pay property taxes on them, even though they called them property. And welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. So, you know, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here about Gouverneur Morris and what he had to say at the Constitutional Convention, other than to point out that he just went on this extended rant about how his colleagues, he was an abolitionist. He was totally anti-slavery. And as were the representatives from the 8 northern states, or 5 southern states that were all pro-slavery. And he just ripped them a new one, basically pointing out that they were writing slavery into the Constitution. And it's right there in James Madison's notes on the Constitutional Convention. If you want to read it, in report.com, as I said, the whole thing. And I think that the bottom line with Josh Hawley's proposed law, his Love America Act, that says that any school in the United States, any public school in America that tries to teach what Gouverneur Morris had to say during the Constitutional Convention, that slavery did play a role in the writing of the Constitution and actually shows up in the Constitution, although not by name. Any school in America that tries to teach that will lose all their federal funding. This is just part of this campaign to try to reinvent America as a whites-only country. It's what Josh Hawley's all about. It's what apparently most of the members of the Republican Party are all about. I think it's just tragic. You know, but essentially what Hawley is saying is that black children are old enough to experience racism, but white children are just way too young and too fragile to learn about it. And I think that's just reprehensible.